गीता सुगीता कर्तव्या किमन्ये शास्त्र विस्तरैः यः स्वयं पद्मनाभस्य मुख पद्मात् विनिसृताः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नंबर 1, 17.1 ये शास्त्र विधि मुत्सृज्य यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विताः तेषां निष्ठा तु का कृष्ण सत्त्वमाहो रजस्तमः। ये शास्त्र विधि मुत्सृज्य यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विताः तेषां निष्ठा तु का कृष्ण सत्त्वमाहो रजस्तमः। पदच्छेदः। ये शास्त्र विधिम उत्सृज्य श्रद्धया अन्विताः तेषां निष्ठा तु का कृष्ण सत्त्वं सत्त्वम् आहो रजः तमः। सो अन्वय, हे कृष्ण ये शास्त्र विधिम उत्सृज्य श्रद्धया अन्विता यजन्ते तेषां निष्ठा तु का सत्वम आहो रजः तमः। Aho means or. So here the question Arjuna is asking, hey Krishna, those people who worship their adorables without following the scriptural method, which is written as per the Vedas. It's actually Karma Kanda and Gyan Kanda. So those who worship, they go once in a while to the temple, they offer some fruits, what they want, they do the puja in their own way, not following any proper method which is prescribed in the Vedas. So Arjuna is asking, Ye Shastra Vidhim Utsrijya Shraddhaya Anvita. Anvita means connected with Shraddha. Yajante does yajanas. Tesham Nishtha Tuka. What is their Nishtha? What their Nishtha will be called as Sattva or Raja or Tama. So again, हे कृष्ण ये शास्त्र विधि उत्सृज्य श्रद्धया अन्विताः यजन्ते तेषां निष्ठा तु का सत्व रजः सत्व आहो रजः तमः. So there are two sentences. Sattvam aho rajah tamah is different, and ye shastra vidhi utsrijya shraddhaya anvitaha yajante tesham nishtha tu ka. Question. Go ahead.
Hey Krishna, हे शास्त्र विधिम उत्सृज्य श्रद्धयान्विताः यजन्ति तेषां निष्ठा तु का सत्वम् आहो रजस्तमः.
Could you do that one more time, Viram Prabhu?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey Krishna, हे शास्त्र विधिम उत्सृज्य श्रद्धयान्विताः yajanti tesham nishta tu ka. Sattvam aho rajastamaha.
Very good.
Hey,
तात्पर्य ये शास्त्र विधिम उल्लंघ्य श्रद्धया कर्मम कुर्वन्ति ते आसुराः. So before this, in 16th chapter, Krishna has elaborately described Devasura Sampak Vibhaga Yoga. In 16th chapter, if you see, so the difference between Devaha and Ashuraha. Let's see what is saying in 16th chapter. So Devas and Asuras, they also worship, they also attain many things. They attain wealth, they attain kingdom, they also attain abodes, like Putana got the abode, Kamsa was liberated, Vrittasura was liberated. So they also get liberated. And those who worship in a prescribed method, like the Devas, they do Ashwamedha, Gomedha, Shatakratu, all these yajnas they do, and they also attain their own abode. So what is the basic difference? So does it mean there are so many people amongst the human being also, they don't worship in any particular method. They just do whatever they feel like, but with Shraddha. So how will we discriminate? This is the question. Sattvam aho rajah tamah. Second sloka. Trividha bhavati Shraddha. So here in Tatparya they are saying, ye shastra vidhim ullangya shraddhaya karma kurvanti te asuraha. Those who does not follow the shastra vidhi, which is prescribed in the scriptures, they are definitely asuras. Ye shastra vidhim anusritya shraddhaya karma kurvanti te devaha. And those who following the prescribed duties perform their rituals, they're definitely devas. Ye punaha shastra vidhim tyajanti vruddha vyavaharena sampradaya iti shraddhaya karma anutishtanti nate deivaha shastra vidhehe tyaga. So everywhere there are certain rituals in every country, every society, especially in India. So accordingly, they just do something with full faith. Like in Bihar, they do Chhat Puja. In Uttar Pradesh, many people, they do Parikrama, but they are not devotees. So this is called Vriddha Vyavahar, because in their ancestors also did that, in their family tradition that's there, so they just do it. Somewhere in the forest they worship the snake god, somewhere they worship sun god, somewhere they worship Varuna god. Even the fishermen also has some god, and the hunters also has some god. They also worship their god in their own way. But those who does not follow the Shastra Vidhi, but with Shraddha, they perform their karmas. They are neither Devas because they don't follow the Shastra Vidhi. Napi Asura, neither nor they are Asuras. Shraddhaya Karmanusthana. Tatascha Tadrishanam Kastiti. So therefore, what happens to them? Kim Teshu Sattvam Guno Nirneyaha Kim Vatamaha Ahosvit Rajaha. Ahosvit Rajaha. So their situation is sattva, raja or tama. Then again, Sri Bhagavan is answering. Trividha bhavanti shraddha dehinam sa swabhavaja sattviki rajasi chaiva tamasi cheti tam srinu. There are threefold shraddhas. Dehinam, those who are having body, like embodied beings like human beings. Sa swabhavaja, that is natural. Some people are naturally situated, some are naturally situated in, like I said, the hunters, the fishermen, they also worship, the butcher also worship their god, goddess Kali or whatever. So,
Prabhu,
what?
You can explain that Dehinam just now, you break up just now with the internet.
Dehinam. Dehinam means embodied beings. Human beings. Deha means body. Dehin means those who are having bodies. Trividha bhavati shraddha dehinam sa swabhavacha. Sattviki rajasi chaiva tamasi cheti tamshana. So there are threefold shraddhas. Sattviki, rajasi and tamasi. You hear that. So praninam swabhavavashat ya shraddha bhavati sa sattviki rajasi tamasi cheti trividha vartate. Tad vibrinomi shunu. So dehinam swabhavaja, dehinam anvaya, dehinam swabhavaja ya shraddha sa सात्विकी राजसी तामसी चेति त्रिविधा वर्तते. त्रिविधा भवति ताम शृणु. ओके. प्राणिनां देहिनां स्वभावजा श्रद्धा सा या श्रद्धा सा सात्विकी राजसी तामसी च इति त्रिविधा भवति ताम शृणु. That's it. Go ahead.
Prabhu, repeat one more time, please. Slowly.
देहिनां स्वभावजा या श्रद्धा सा सात्विकी राजसी तामसी च इति त्रिविधा भवति ताम शृणु. देहिनां स्वभावजा या श्रद्धा सा सात्विकी राजसी तामसी च इति त्रिविधा भवति ताम शृणु. बोलो.
Dehinam sa swabhavaja satviki rajasi chaiva tamasi trividha bhavati shraddhatam srinu.
Very good. So प्राणिनां तिस्रः विधाः यस्य सा त्रिविधा बहुब्रीहि समास. प्राणिनां स्वभाववशात् या श्रद्धा भवति सा सात्विकी. So natural Shraddha is Sattviki, Rajasi or Tamasi. These three kinds of natural Shraddhas are there. Natural Shraddha.
I can ask a question.
Yes.
Actually, I was kind of lost behind this verse a little bit while you was explaining it, because I was contemplating. Maybe it have nothing to do with the Sanskrit, but the fate of one, or the fate which is Shraddha, the Shraddha of one entity is either could be Sattvic, Rajasic, or Tamasic. And I was looking at what Prabhupada translated and the beginning of Prabhupada purport. And I was thinking, for we to come to devotional service, we must have some Agyata Sukriti. And that Agyata Sukriti will probably bring us to Krishna consciousness. But it does not keep us into Krishna consciousness. So is it, the question I want to ask, is it okay to say that even people who come into Krishna consciousness once we remain in the conditioned state, we are still practicing Krishna consciousness under the three moods?
No, consciousness method if you're situated in the mode of goodness. But each person, you are born in such a family where Ganesha is worshipped. Somebody is born, their Kali is worshipped in their family and they eat meat. Somebody is born where Lakshmi Narayana is worshipped. So that you cannot choose. So wherever you are born, what you see other people doing, that becomes your natural Shraddha. Like in the West, drinking is not considered to be an offense, but in India it's considered. So when you see somebody is drinking, you think naturally this is abominable. But there are certain families where it's very normal. So their children thinks it's not sinful activity. So where you take birth, accordingly, you see your parents going to the temple and they're eating only vegetarian. So naturally your Shraddha will become sattviki. You cannot kill animal, you cannot do. But of course, deep inside, these things can be there. This sattva, raja and tamo guna will be there. It will take time to gradually eliminate that. So some people will come to the shelter of Krishna thinking that, oh, I will make money, I will get my lost position, or my child will be okay, my daughter will get married. So this is Rajoguna. You understand?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, so that's why the actual nature of the human being does not change. That's why the sampradayas has been created. So if you have less tinge of sattva guna and you get connected to a sampradaya, that will push you towards sattva guna. But our actual nature is not that. Either we are tamoguni or rajoguni or sattva. And unless somebody takes it up very sincerely, wholeheartedly, and with deep understanding, the actual constitution will remain dormant. It will not be eliminated easily. But because you are going with the Vaishnavas, eating Mahaprasad, seeing the deities, taking the Tulasi, you are doing parikrama willingly, unwillingly, respectfully, disrespectfully, it has many benefits, provided you are not breaking the principles. That's why Prabhupada said that 4 principles is the main thing. If you're unable to follow that, then it's like climbing 2 steps ahead and then coming back 3 steps down. So you are still climbing situation, but you will never reach the goal. Got it?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Sattvanurupa sarvasya shraddha bhavati bharata shraddha mayoyam purusho yo yakshraddha sa eva saha. This sloka will clarify. सत्त्वानुरूप सर्वस्य श्रद्धा भवति भारत श्रद्धामयोऽयं पुरुषो यो यच्छ्रद्धः स एव सः सत्त्वानुरूप सर्वस्य श्रद्धा भवति भारत श्रद्धामयोऽयं पुरुषो यो यच्छ्रद्धः स एव सः सत्त्वानुरूपा श्रद्धा हे भारत सर्वस्य of all the beings, Sattvanurupa Shraddha Bhavati. Sattva here means the inner self, Antakaran. So according to the Antakaran, the Shraddha will be. Some are greedy, some are lusty, some are angry. So according to that, their Shraddha will be. Somebody would like to worship Varahadev, somebody would like to worship Goddess Kali, somebody would like to worship Lord Shiva. So that's why many people say, oh, I believe in Shiva, I cannot be a worshipper of Vishnu. Somebody believes in Lord Rama. So according to their constitution, they will find they're adorable. That's why Lord has advented in so many forms. So somebody is like aggressive, he will like the character of Nrsimhadeva. So that's why Lord also formed in different forms, advented. So whatever is your Shraddha, accordingly you choose me. But Vishnu, the method of worshipping is always in Sattva Guna. So it does not matter whatever you have. If you are willing for too much wealth and prosperity, you become the worshipper of Lakshmi Narayana. But ultimately the method is Sattva Guni. But if you are not following the Sattva Guna, you are not no more a devotee. Because the injunctions are applied. If you want to be a lawyer, you have to follow the dress code and the regulations applied for the lawyer. A policeman cannot come and go. He cannot put on the dress anywhere in a public party, So there are restrictions in everywhere. So you have to act like a lawyer. You have to speak like a lawyer. You have to give references from the law book. Then only you will be accepted as a lawyer. So you cannot give justice as the way you want, even though you understand very well, but the justice has to be given as per the law book. Similarly, our dailyhood has to be following the prescribed method given in our sampradaya. So Sattvanurupa Sarvasya Shraddha Bhavati Bharata. Sarvasyapi Antఃkaranaनु Guna Shraddha Bhavati. Hey Bharata, Sarvasya Sattvanurupa Shraddha Bhavati. Everyone, as per their inner constitution, they have natural tendencies, Shraddha. As I said, somebody is a Pahalwan, he likes the Hanuman. So depending on their Shraddha, like the wrestlers, they worship Hanuman. Sarvasya Sattvanurupa Shraddha Bhavati. Ayam Purusha Shraddhamayah. Shraddhamayoyam Purusha. Ayam Purusha Shraddhamayah. Yah Yachshraddha Sa Eva Saha. So yo Yachshraddha Sa Eva Saha. So whatever kind of Shraddha a person carries, that becomes his destination. So if you believe in Goddess Kali, you will, or you are leading the life like that and you are worshipping Goddess Kali, you will have such a destination. You cannot get liberation. If you are worshipping Ganesha, you will have prosperity, name, fame, whatever Ganesha can give. But Ganesha cannot give you liberation. So whosoever you worship with Shraddha, that nature you will inherit. Vaishnavas cannot eat non-vegetarian. Why? Because his adorable Lord, he will adopt the qualities of his adorable Lord. A person will behave according to the law of that country. In our country, we run the cars on the left side. In America, they run on the right side. So naturally, he will have a tendency to run on the right side. We will have natural tendency to run on the left side. And this is what he is saying. That's Sattvanurupa Sarvasya Shraddha Bhavati Bharata. Sarvasyapi Antఃkaranaanu Guna Shraddha Bhavati. So Antಃkarana means the inner heart, inner self. According to the inner self, one Shraddha becomes, manifests as per their own inner self. So this inner self is very strong. Even though you become a devotee, if you are hankering for money, position, power, then you will adopt that nature. You will be a devotee, but you will have lots of desires. This is called Mishra Bhakti. So again, you have to take both, because to attain Krishna, the path is vairagya, renunciation, detachment. Jnana and vairagya. Jnana vairagyaschaiva. Jnana and vairagya combined with bhakti will attain liberation, the abode of Lord. So until and unless you are able to attain that position, you won't get the topmost liberation. So naturally, but your qualities will be sattva guna. You will not eat meat, you will not lie, you will not steal, you will not fight, anger, lust, greed. This should not be. I mean, in comparison to others, it will reduce if you are sincerely practicing, or if you have deep understanding, either or simultaneously both, practicing as well as having a proper understanding. A person goes, wants to become lawyer, there is no admission, so he just applied for the law college and he got a chance. Will he become a good lawyer?
No.
No. Why? Because it's just an option for him. I see many students, because they don't get English honors or mathematics honors or anything else, so then they come in Sanskrit, because in Sanskrit there is no rush, there are enough place. So somehow to become graduate, he has no idea about Sanskrit, but he comes and takes admission. So will he ever become a good Sanskritagya? No.
No.
He don't have that hankering for it. So actually, the deep hankering is the medicine, and that also comes from the inner consciousness. What kind of consciousness you are carrying, and that kind of consciousness comes from many lifetimes actions, both actions, karmas. So someone looks for justice, someone looks for peace, someone looks for prosperity, someone looks for fame, someone looks for security. Chaturvidha bhajanti mam jana sukriti Arjuna, four kind of people worship me. So whatever may be the mood, but if it does not have a deep understanding of the philosophy of Krishna, then that mood will not be, that ignorance will not go away. So as soon his problem is solved, he will come back to his own situation. Okay, now he got enough money, now he will look for more money. Now he got enough position, he will look for more popularity. Now he has got enough power, he will look for more power. Understood?
Yes,
So
Prabhu.
that's what.
I want to ask the next question. I see in
Hmm.
the Sanskrit text here, in text
Hmm.
3, Shraddha is mentioned twice here, and on the third part, Shraddha. But I see Prabhupada translated or as Shraddha also, Radha,
Hmm.
on the last
Yes.
line.
Hmm.
You can explain for me, please?
Yes. Ayam Purusha Shraddhamaya. This is a second. Ayam Purusha Shraddhamaya. This person is having Shraddha. This is an independent sentence. And Yo Yat Shraddha Saeva Saha. Yah Yat Shraddha. Whosoever having the kind of Shraddha, he becomes that. As I said, if you are becoming the worshipper of Lakshmi and Narayana, if you go to Sri Sampradaya, their tilakam is different, their daily routine is different than us. So they wake up, they start doing stotras. Kaushalya Supraja Rama Purva Sandhya Pravartate. So their day starts with stotra, their day ends with stotra. When the door opens, they start doing stotra. But here we do Raganuga Bhakti. Our bhakti path is different. That is in Ashwarya Bhava. This is in Bhakti Bhava. So there is a minor difference. So they worship Lord as the Ashwaryamaya Lord, the Lord of opulence. And you worship as the Lord of Muktida, the Lord of liberation, who will take us to his abode. So there are two different visions. So whatever sampradaya or whatever method you follow, you will become like that. So your objective will be that, and you will follow that only.
Prabhu,
So there. Hmm?
what I was really asking, the word Shraddha, and Prabhupada translating transliteracy is Shraddha, a Shraddha. So when you watch the word in the Sanskrit text, it is spelled Chraddha.
Shraddha. There is da and dha together. Shraddha is the word.
Okay.
They say Shraddha, but it's not Shraddha. Shraddha. Da and dha. Shraddha. That's the actual pronunciation. Okay.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
So, Shraddha. So, Ayam Purushaha Shraddhamayah. This person is revered, having Shraddha. Yo yat Shraddha, whatever Shraddha he has, if he has Shraddha for Goddess Kali, if he has Shraddha for Lord Shiva, if he has Shraddha for Narayana, if he has Shraddha for Nrsimha, so similar he will become. If you read the slokas, you will see stotras like Nrsimha Kavacham. It says that if someone reads this stotra 108 times or writes it 108 times and puts in a golden kavacha and puts on the right arm, and for the lady's left arm, then he himself become Nrsimha. This is the word used here. So what does it mean? Does he become Nrsimha? No. He attains that mood of Nrsimha. So whatever is your path, that kind of mentality you will attain. Like the person, they go into military, they are trained there. So they become different than common civilians because of their training. You meet any Israeli people, the boy or a girl, they're in military mode because they're trained, they're mandatorily trained into that. So same here. First, we have some inherent natural nature, and on top of that, if you take up your spirituality very sincerely, whatever Shraddha you do have, you will attain that quality. You will hanker for those boons. You will hanker for that ultimate, like the Brahmavadis, they will hanker for getting merged with the Brahma. But the devotees, they don't think of that. They want some service in the abode, Goloka or Vaikuntha. So the desires changed, the paths changed, the choices changed. This is what it's saying. Now, 17.4. Yajante satvika devan yaksha rakshansi rajasaha pretan bhutan bhutaganas yajante tamasa janaha yajante satvika devan yaksha rakshansi rajasaha pretan bhutaganas yajante tamasa janaha. So now he's explaining that three modes of nature, sattva, raja, and tama, how do they find their adorables? Yajante, sattvikaha devan yajante, the sattvikas, they worship demigods. And Vishnu is also amongst them. Rajasaha yaksha rakshansi. They are having a rajoguna, they worship yakshas like Kuvera. Kuvera is a yaksha, the giver of wealth. And if you want to worship the goddess, Lakshmi is the giver of wealth. So both are giver of wealth, but one is Sattva Guna, one is Rajoguna. Satvikaha Devan Yajante, Rajasaha Yaksha Rakshansi. Sometimes they worship some Rakshasas also. Anye tamasaha janaha pretan bhutaganam cha yajante. And those who are tamoguni, like here also there is Aghori sampradaya. So they go into the burning ghat on the bank of some river. They stay awake whole night in the new moon day, and then they eat meat and then they worship. So their lifestyle, their habits, their desires, their actions, everything gets converted to that tamoguna vritti. So they do bhajan at night time. And the Vaishnavas, they wake up early and they do bhajan in the morning time. So their preferences change so much. Their time starts after 12 a.m. Our time starts after 4 a.m. So there is a huge difference of consciousness. And during that time, the vata, pitta, and kapha of the air also changes. So those people who remain awake at night and sleep during the day, they have those tamoguni pravritti. You see, most of the working people now, they work whole night and daytime they sleep. And whole night to remain awake, they drink coffee and wine and this and that. So they get converted into tamoguna. So whatever is your adorable desire, that quality you inbuilt, that quality you imbibe naturally. So this has been very simple sloka. Three kinds of shraddhas are there: Rajoguni, Tamoguni, and Sattvaguni, and they are adorable lords. Now, sloka number 5 and 6. Ashastra vihitam ghoram tapyante ye tapo janaha dambha hankara sangyuktaha kamaraga valantaha कर्षयंत शरीरस्थम भूतग्राम मचेतसः मां चैवांत शरीरस्थम tanvidhyasura nischaya. And now it's coming to tapa. Three description has been given for shraddha, three kinds of shraddha which has been done. Now they're talking about tapa. Tapa means austerities. So there are three kinds of tapa. Even this Hiranyakashipu also did tapasya. Lord Shiva also does tapasya. Kardama Rishi also did tapasya, isn't it? All of them did tapasya. But the asuras, they do ghor tapasya, standing on the head for 10,000 years and with some strange reason that so that I can defeat Indra and kill all the demigods and then I become the king. So depending on your desire, that kind of mood you attain and that kind of tapasya you do. So the asuras or the people having asura pravritti, their tapasya is different than the people who are having sattva gunas. This is what they're saying. So, ashastra bhitam ghoram tapyante ye tapo jana. Ye janaha ashastra bhitam. It's not prescribed in the scriptures. So somebody does austerity, okay, I will do 21 days fasting, or I will not drink any water for 10 days, and I will please Lord Shiva. So Ashastra Vihitam Ghoram Tapyanta Ye Tapojana. So what is there? This kind of all of a sudden rigorous, how do you call it? Like tapaha. This kind of tapaha, what is it designated as? Dambha Hankara Sangyukta. They are associated with false ego, pride, Kamaraga Balanta, and also associated with Kama, desires, and Raga, attachment. So until I become the king of this heaven, I will not stop my tapa, like many of the asuras did. Karshayanta sharirastham bhuta grama machetasa. So this body is made out of four bhutas, pancha mahabhuta, fire, air, water, ether, all these things. So karshayanta sharirastham. Bhutagramam achetasa. Mam chaivanta sharirastam tanvidya suranishcha. The five components, their body becomes very skinny and dry because of their excessive hatha. Also, me, situated at the super soul inside the body as the jiva, I also suffer. This is Lord is saying. And this kind of tapasya, austerity, you should know that this is definitely asuri. It's like the asuras. Tan with asura nishchayan. With confirmation, you should know that this kind of austerities are known as asuri. Okay. 7, sloka number 7. 17:7. आहारस्त्वपि सर्वस्य त्रिविधो भवति प्रियः यज्ञतपस्तथा दानं तेषां भेदमिमं शृणु. Now he is talking about ahara, the food. It's very important. Aharastvapi sarvasya trividho bhavati priya. The food is also of three kinds, three natures. Yajnastapa tatha danam tesham bhedam imam shunu. Also, along with this food, I will explain about yajna, tapa, and dana. Fire sacrifice, tapa means austerity, and dana. Dana means charity. So these three things, yajna, tapa, and dana, also being categorized as sattva, raja, and tamo, that I will explain. But first listen about the divisions of food. Sloka number 8. Ayuh sattva balarogya sukha priti vivardhanaha rasyaha snigdha sthira hridya ahara sattvika priyaha. So ayuh sattva balo aragya. Ayuh, long life. Sattva balarogya. Sattva means this antakaran. The inner heart becomes very pure, purifying. Bala, strength. Arogya, healthy body. Sukha, happiness. Priti, love and affection. Vivardhanaha, those food which grows these qualities. Rasyaha, full of rasa, like slimy. Snigdhaha. Snigdha means which is slimy, as I said. Rasa means liquid, and slimy means snigdha, like fat. Like there is ghee, butter, milk. These are snigdha. That means these are very good for the body, and they are having sattva guna. Sthiraha. Sthiraha means which will stay in the body. That means it will, like ghee, will get assimilated into the body. It will give strength to the bones, to the hairs, to the skin, to the liver, to the intestine, to the brain. It's a brain tonic. So this kind of food is sthira. It will go and get assimilated into the body and stay long. This is the quality of sattva guna food. But rajo guna, you eat some heavy junk, like very high salty and very high with chili and stuff. And then you eat some high, like pungent snacks. It will go, it will taste very good. It will immediately increase the pitta and anger and this kind of desires. And then it will go burn the intestine, stomach, and everything, and it will flush out tomorrow morning. So this is not sthira, asthira. So this is the sloka number 8. Rasyaha snigdha sthira hridya ahara sattvika priya. So those people, just to identify whether he is a sattva-guni person, rajoguni, or tamoguni, just by his food habits, you can understand. Someone needs definitely some milk and some like ghee, and he eats very little and always rasa fooders, so he is sattva guna. Somebody needs a very pungent and delicious with full of chilies and salty and all those things, then there is rajoguni. Somebody needs a piece of bread and some meat and then some alcohol, he is tamoguni. So that means his inner constitution is like that, and he is augmenting those qualities. So naturally he will suffer in life with those kind of sufferings which are evolving out of rajoguna, tamoguna and sattva.
Hare Krishna Prabhu,
Now,
question.
yes.
So
Yes.
traditionally, I read and learned that traditional Gaudiya Vaishnavas on Ekadasi, they would refrain from certain food items also like baigan and other items. Can you explain this in relation to this verse of the Sattva Gun? Is it that these items like baigan and certain vegetables on Ekadasi, there is some...
No, everything, see, everything that Vaishnava eats is Sattva Guna. The vegetables are in Sattva Guna. The rice, whatever they eat in Sattva Guna. But on Ekadashi, there is a Papa Purusha, and Krishna gave him the place to stay in the seeds and grains. And whosoever will eat on Ekadashi, the Papa Purusha, the Purusha who is in manifestation form in the form of grains. So if any Vaishnava or anybody eats grains on Ekadashi, that Papa Purusha enters into their body. So that's why Vaishnavas don't eat any grain. This is the reason. Second reason, on Ekadashi is the day Upavasa. That means you remain very close to Lord Hari. So when an eminent person comes to your house, you give him the priority. You don't do your own homeworks. You are just eating and all those things. It takes so much time, cooking and all those things. So Ekadashi is basically fasting. So you do fast so that you have enough time. Lord Hari came to your house and you do bhajan, kirtan and chanting and parikrama, whatever you want to do. So that's a different reason. Ekadashi is a different thing. Ekadashi only the Vaishnavas they follow, nobody follows.
Yes,
Okay,
Prabhu.
so also, yeah, like for different methods, the process also becomes different. For the Shaivites, there is no Ekadashi, and there is no, how do you call it? There is no offense also in their, according to their Shastra. So whatever, because their attainment is also different than us. So when you want to become a very good topper of the university, you have to study 15 hours. If you want to get 60% marks, you have to study 6 hours. And if you want to just get the pass marks, then you have to study 2 hours a day. So the injunctions also becomes different based on your goal. So Vaishnavas has the topmost goal, so they have the topmost restrictions. Okay, like you cannot touch if it is ashuchi. This is suchi, asuchi, and you have to do like the do's and don'ts. But Vaishnavas has the maximum. No other sampradaya has this. The yogis don't have. Yatayamam gatarasam purti paryushitam chaya uchishtam chamedyam bhojanam tamasaprim. Yatayamam. Yama means one day. What is Prabhupada saying? Yama means night or day. What he is saying?
Food cooked 3 hours before eating.
Yes. Yata yamam. Yama means a time frame actually. So yata means gone, the time which has gone. Yata yamam gata rasam. Or you cooked something, you see some items you cook when it is liquid, and if you keep it after some time, it becomes hard. So gata rasam, the rasa which is supposed to manifest, gradually starts deteriorating. So that's why the food you have cooked in the morning, you cannot eat next day morning. Why? Because the rasa, the constitution becomes different. Many parasites and things, they evolve into that. So yata yamam gatarasam puti. Puti means old food. 2 days, 3 days old food, vasi. Paryushitam chayat, or something is rotten or smelling bad. Uchishtam. Uchishtam means somebody ate in that plate, somebody else ate, and from there you are eating. So this is uchishta. Chamedhyam. Amedhya means which should not be eaten. And very easy way for the Vaishnavas, which we cannot offer to the Lord, is amedhya. Like mushroom is amedhya for the Vaishnavas. What you cannot offer to the Lord, it's very simple. That's why there are restrictions what you can offer to the Lord. Those things which you cannot offer is amedhya. Definitely you cannot eat those things. So chishtam api chamedhyam bhojanam tamasapriyam. This kind of food, tamoguni. Oh, we missed the sloka number 9, right? Katvam la lavanat tushna tikshna ruksha vidahinah ahara rajasa Chiesta, Dukkha Shoka Kama Pradaha. It's talking about Rajoguni food. Katu. Katu means sour. Amla, Katwamla, the same meaning. Lavana, salty. Atyushna, very hot. Tikshna, very sharp or pungent. Ruksha. Ruksha means very dry. You know, this bread we eat is cooked 25 days before and packed and all dry. This is Rajoguni food. Vidahinaha. Vidahinaha means which will burn your tongue. And you'll, like too much tomato and chili and this and that and too much burning. Ahara Rajasa Sheshta. These aharas are admired by the Rajogunis. And what is the outcome of this food? Dukkha Shoka Kama Prada. This generates dukkha, sorrow, shoka, sorrow and sufferings, and kama prada, enhances the desires. So it immediately hits your kapavata pitta, and when the pitta is aggravated, that kind of desires and mentality you get. Very simple. So we finished the food. Now 7.11. Afala kankshi bhir yajno vididrishto ya ijjate yashtabhya me veti manah samadhaya sa satvika. Who is sattvika? Afala kankshi bhir, those who does not expect any result. I am doing the yajna for why? Now Vishnu Prati Vardhana, for enhancing the happiness, for the happiness of Vishnu. Why are you fasting? For the happiness of Vishnu. Why are you chanting? For the happiness of Vishnu. Why are you worshipping? For the happiness of Vishnu. Not for me. I'm not able to get some money and a big position. And then that is not the process of the Sattva-guni, or that is Falakankshi. That's also devotion, but Falakankshi, who expect some results. But Vaishnavas are Nishkam. They cannot have any desire. So that is complete surrender. Like a child don't know what is good for him. He wants this and that and this and that. But he wants to eat anything, he wants to touch anything, he wants to jump anywhere. But the parents, they know what is good for him. So similarly, the Nishkam Bhakta knows whatever Krishna will give me, whatever condition, whatever situation he will put me, I'm happy with that because I'm surrendered to. Today I'm alive because of him. Today I'm speaking because of him. Today I'm studying because of him. Whatever I'm doing, it's because of him. It's true. The day the Jivatma will leave this body, then your intelligence, your authority, your power, your money cannot do anything. So this is topmost amongst the jivas. So apala kanchi vir yagno vidhi drishto yo ijjate. Vidhi drishta vidhi means Brahma. So whatever prescribed as per Brahma or the Vedas. So someone desireless who does the yajnas following the prescribed rules. Yashtabhyameti manah samadhaya sa satvikaha. And yashtabhyam, one should do yajnas. You know, there is a sutra of Panini, Brahmanena Nishkaranena Vedo Jnyogyascha. A Brahmana, without any reason, should study the Vedas. So I will read because I have to chant in someone's rituals. No, without any reason. What it will give you, a Brahmana should not think about it. Like a Kshatriya should not think about death. Only he should think about, I have to protect my country, my society, the Brahmanas, the sadhus. That's how the Varnashrama works. And the Vaishya should not think that, oh, why should I have enough money? Why should I earn more? Then the Vaishya quality will be demolished. So, the Shudra, if he says that, oh, why should I serve? I should be served now. I have enough money. So the Shudra quality will be finished. So there are injunctions. The Brahmanas, they should never give up the Karma Kanda. They should always continue chanting the mantras, doing yajnas, and that also afala kankshivir, without any desire. Or anybody does follows this is kind of sattvic offering. So this kind of, because we are segregating now yajna, dana and tapa. 3 kinds of yajna, 3 kinds of dana and 3 kinds of tapa. When I taught you grammar, if you remember that I taught that there are swaravarnas, vowels, and vowels are again divided into 3 parts. What are they? 3 categories. Do you remember? Viram Das? Hraswa, Dirgha and Pluta. You remember? Hraswa. Mr. Bill, Hraswa, Dirgha and Pluta. A, and A. Hraswa, A. Rama, A. Sita, Dirgha. And Hey Rama, Pluta. So each vowel is again segregated into Hraswa, Dirgha and Pluta. Similarly, Yajna, Dana, Tapa, Kriya, everything is again categorized into 3 parts. Okay. So Avisandhaya tu phalam dambhartham api chaiva yat ijyate bharata sreshtatam yagyam viddhi rajasam. And the yajna Avisandhaya, with some intention in mind. I will do like Indra always does 100 Shwamedha yajna. Why? So that he can attain his position of Indra. That's his concern, nothing else. He has the power, he can go and meet Krishna daily, anytime needed. But he does not become a devotee so easily. So, Abhisandhaya, when you have some intention in your mind, to phalam dambhartham api chaivayat. Or sometimes some people you will see, some rich people in India, okay, I'm doing this 7 days Bhagavad Katha. He calls some Pandit and then he does Katha and then Kirtan and then some big feast of 2,000 people. Why? To show how much money, how much power I do have. He has nothing to do with the Katha, what are the instructions given in the Katha, but he will come, he will offer the garland, he will provide you all facilities. So to show his establishment in the society, not to attain bhakti. Dambharthamapi chaivaja ijyate bharatashtrashtatam yagyam vidhi rajasam. Like Duryodhana and others, when they have money, they just do a huge yajna. Calling all the brahmanas and big yajnas. Bali Maharaj. So they do to establish them or get some position. Vidhihinam asishtannam mantrahinam adakshinam shraddhavirahitam yagyam tamasam paritraksha. So amongst the yajnas, vidhihina, you are not following that you have to wake up, you have to take shower, you have to do achaman, and then digbandha, sthanabandha, kalabandha, and then kushakandika, Vishwaksen Puja, all these whatever methods are there, you're not following anything, you're just doing any time, no muhurtas, nothing. So vidhihinam asishtannam, and you are offering the food which cannot be offered, like rice, jaw, millet, certain are offered, but you are offering anything which is not prescribed. Mantrahinam, you are not chanting the mantras properly. Somehow you are chanting the mantras and your yajna is done. And adakshinam, at the end of the yajna, you are not giving proper respects and gifts to the and wealth to the brahmanas. No dakshina. Shraddha virahitam. There is no shraddha there. You're just doing so that if I do this much yajnas, I will attain this, my desire will be done, my child will get a job, and my daughter will get married, whatever. Yagyam tamasam parichakshate. This kind of yajnas are called tamasa yagyam. Sloka number 14. Deva Dvija Guru Prajna Pujanam Sauchamarjavam Brahmacharya Ahimsacha Shariram Tapa Ucha. Now there is another kind of tapa. Now this is yajna. Now they are talking about tapa. What is tapasya? Deva Dvija Guru Prajna Pujanam. Worshipping the devas, demigods, Dvija, the brahmanas, Guru, and Prajna. Prajna means whosoever is scholar, knowledgeable, eminent people. Shaucham Arjavam. We follow the rules of the Shaucha, like purity and cleanliness. Arjavam. Arjavam means to forgive somebody. Avakrata also. Arjavam can also means continence, brahmacharya. Arjavam. Brahmacharya ahimsacha sharidam tapa uchyate. What is Prabhupada is saying about Arjavam? Avakrata, like strictly situated, is also one of the meaning. What it says, Viram Das?
Simplicity, Prabhu.
Simplicity, yes. Arjavam. Riju means straight. Riju means straight. So someone with very simple heart, very simple mind, performing tapasya. Brahmacharya ahimsacha. Brahmacharya and ahimsa. Cha shariram tapa uchyate. This is called physical tapa. Tapas are also two kinds, mental and physical. They're talking about the physical kind of austerities. Now 17.15. Anudvega karam vakyam satyam priya hitam chaya. The word which will not create any anxiety to others. So I will not say anything aggressive towards anybody. Satyam, I will always speak the truth. Priya hitam, which is palatable. Nothing that something is nice, but I will say harshly. I will say rather that, it's better to become vegetarian. Rather than saying, oh, you are non-vegetarian, you will go to hell. Rather than that, priya hitam chaya, which is better and which is good for you. Swadhyaya Abhyasanam. Swadhyaya is one of the tapas that you will do your self practice, studying. Abhyasanam. Swadhyaya Abhyasanam together is a samasa. That means Sashti Tatpur samasa, reading the Vedas. Chaiva. Vangmayam tapa uchyati. These are the verbal tapas, austerities. Anuvegakram vakyam, satyam, priyahitam. Swadhyayabhyasanam. These are all Vangmayam tapa uchyati. These are the tapas which are verbal. Manah prasada saumyatvam, maunamatma vinigraha, bhava samshuddhi ritkir tapo manasa uchyati. Now mental tapa. Manah prasada, peaceful heart and mind. Saumyatvam. Saumyatvam means saumya, having a very sweet mentality, very sweet disposition. Saumyatya. Maunam, controlling your words as less as possible and only whenever required, not unnecessary. Maunatvam. Atma vinigraha, controlling the desires of your mind, restraining your mind. Bhava samshuddhi. Bhava samshuddhi means there should not be any corruption in your mood. That means you don't have any cheating propensity or trying to create conspiracy. You are bereft of all these things. That is bhava samshuddhi. And manasam. And your mind is also similar. Having no ill desire. Some people does yajna so that his business goes down and my business goes up, or to kill somebody. That is also some kind of tapa. They will chant certain mantras for this and that, for this siddhi and that siddhi. But this is not prescribed. Shraddhaya paraya taptam, tapas tat trividham narai, afalakankshiphir yukte sattvikam parichaksha. Afalakankshibhihi, those who are having no desires, paraya taptam tapah. The tapa which is done with huge reverence is also segregated into three parts. Phalam anapeksha ekagrena manasa acharitam tapa sattvika. Phalam anapeksha, when you are desireless, ekagrena, with fixed mind and following in the mind. This is the topmost kind of tapa. Is called sattvika tapa. Satkara mana pujartham tapo dambhena chaiva yat kriyate tadiha proktam rajasam chalamadhrubam. And what is rajasika tapa? Satkara mana pujartham. If I do this tapa, I'll become one of the great persons. I will become very powerful. I will have some siddhis. So satkara mana puja tapo dambhena chaivaja. So such kind of tapa which are performed with false ego. Afala kriyate tadiha proktam rajasam chalamadhrubam. And this kind of tapaha is chala. Chala means asthir, unstable. And you see in the previous sloka, sattvikam. It's not written, but here it says chala. Chala means unstable. That means the sattvika kind of tapa is sthira, is stable. Like when it came to food, the sattva guna food, it says that which stays in the body, which is stable. And pungent food, they give short time pleasure, agitates all the senses, and then it goes out of the body. So that is rajoguni. Now sloka number 90. मूढ़ग्राहेणात्मनो यत्पीडया क्रियते तपः परस्योत्सादनार्थं वा तत्तामसमुदाहृतम्. मूढ़ग्राहेणात्मनो. Agraha means desire, a willingness, and mudhagraha means unlawful desire. As I said, that I am doing so that I can finish all my enemies. I will not have any competitor. There are certain yajnas and tapas. So mudhagrahena atmano yat pidaya kriyate tapah. So you give punishment to yourself also. I will not eat any food for 21 days. I will drink only one time water and I will put my head down and legs up. All this kind of. So you are giving suffering, physical suffering, mental suffering to yourself, as well as your intention is parasyo utsadanartham, to finish off the others, the opponents. Vatat tamasam udaharatam. Like the oghoris and others, they do. They will have some black magic and then there is some power to destroy others, and also to attain that siddhi, you also undergo many strenuous sufferings. So this is tamoguni. Yattu datavyamiti yaddanam diyate anupakarine. Datavyam, one should donate. Some people has this, that I am getting money by the grace of Lord, so I should give. It's not that I'm inspired to give because of that. There is a natural tendency to give. So datavyamiti yaddanam, the donation which you feel that it's my duty to give. And diyate anupakarine. Upakara means what's in English? Anupakarine. Upakara vihinaya. So somebody who did something good, that Viramdas helped me a lot, so I should give some donation. That is not donation. That you feel naturally, and even though he did not do anything to you, you are giving him donation. So without any expectation, you saw a very poor person having no clothes in winter and you donated a pair of clothes. So this is anupakar danam, this kind of donation.
Prabhupada transfers are irrespective of return. Irrespective of return.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That it can be both. Like somebody did something good, so you feel that there is a necessity. You know, if I have to give, I will prefer these people to give rather than giving these people. Why? Because this person helped me and in future also he can help. So this desire is in your mind. When you are giving somebody who did something, helped you, so that means definitely there is a bondage between. But when you are standing on a street and you are giving blanket to anybody who needs, that is anupakarine. You don't know, you are not going to meet them again. So there is a desire of getting back something, at least not materially, but that person will be pleased. Oh, see, I did this, so he is now gifting me this. So there is a reciprocation. Yeah, that's also right translation. Databhyumiti yaddanam diyati anupakarine deshe kale cha patre cha taddanam satvikam smritam. So this kind of donation is known as sattvika. Sattvika.
Prabhu,
These are
can
the
you
general.
elaborate on the place and person also? Desha Kali Cha Patrecha.
Desha kale cha patre cha. Time, place, and circumstances. So So Desha Kala Patra means the person you are giving should also have good intention. You are giving money those who are drug addicts. So definitely you are causing more harm to him. Your intention, you are not having any expectation from them, but you also don't want that my donation will go to a wrong place. You understand? So giving donation does not mean that you give. That's why in our scriptures, after you finish a yajna, you call the brahmanas, you call the children below 11 years or 5 years of age, or the Vaishnavas, and you feed them. That's why these prescriptions are given. Otherwise, you don't know who is who, not just standing on the street and giving anybody, and then they eat some little bit, then they throw the rest of the prasadam on the drain. So that kind of donation is not recommended. And this is for karma kanda actually. After the yajnas, whom you should feed, and it's very strictly written. Only you can feed to the girls after Durga Puja, Durga Vrata. You should feed the girls who are virgin, like who are below the age of 12 or 11. Those girls, if you feed, you will get the siddhi of that yajna. So there are certain rules of depending on the.
Yes,
But
Prabhu.
desha kale patrecha. The person should be eligible. The time should be eligible. It's not that in the middle of the night you go for donation. There is a particular muhurta. These are all written in the Panchanga. So in that particular nakshatra, in that particular vara, in that particular muhurta, if you give, when you are following the Vedic rules, you have to follow all the Vedic injunctions. And patrecha, kalecha, and you go to a you don't go to a like sea beach where there are nightclubs and you do donation there. You definitely prefer near some temple or some holy place or some pavitra river where there are sadhus, saints, or poor people, beggars, or somewhere like where it is required.
This
So
brings to mind
this
King
naturally,
Rantidev.
sorry,
This brings to mind the example of King Rantidev, who gave in
yes,
charity.
yeah, Rantidev was giving to the Brahmanas. He was not doing anything bad. He was giving charity to the Brahmanas to the required. It was all fine. But he was too much proud of it. That was his problem. You
Acha,
know, he
acha.
was very, yeah, he was very proud. When he was in the body of a girgit, how do you call it? Like a lizard or whatever. So when Krishna came and Krishna asked what happened, then he said, what is the first sentence he said? Yavatya sikata bhumau, yavatya varshavarini. I have given so much donation. He said, you have never heard my name ever? He asked Krishna like this. So he was still proud. He said, I have given cows and donations as much dust you have on this earth and as many raindrops are there on this earth. That much donation I have given. This is the first sentence Rantidev said. You understood?
Yes, Prabhu.
So this is all explained here. This is basically Karma Kanda and Gyan Kanda. So I have a class on 1st January. Let's do a little more and then tomorrow we will do one time.
Prabhu, tomorrow I may not be in class because of service. Tomorrow is Sunday.
Okay. We'll do it in the evening this time itself. So you can listen to the recording. So this is basically talking about all these things. And these are mostly for the karma kandis who does the brahmanas, those who follow these prescriptions and follow it. But for our Vaishnava, the methods given, feeding the Vaishnavas. And when we feed the Vaishnavas, we think about Vishnu, that they are the servant of Vishnu. We don't go into personal qualities. And whosoever feeds the Brahmanas and Vishnus, Vaishnavas without discrimination, whether they are eligible or non-eligible. If you doing your part very wholeheartedly and with a clear mind, you will get the benefit. Because in the scripture it says, Dharmo rakshati rakshita. Your dharma will save you. Your dharma. If you were merciful, so somebody committed very wrong, he deserved to be punished, but you were so merciful, you say, okay, no problem. So you are not a loser, never. That's a secondary thought. You should prefer to be merciful to the righteous, but if somebody is non-righteous and you are still merciful, this is your additional quality. So there are very, how do you call it, thin line between all those things. When we do the Vaishnava Seva, we don't think, oh, this is Kanishta Adhikari and this is Uttam Adhikari and this is Madhyam Adhikari and he's just a fresher and he is very old devotee and he chants 64 rounds and he chant only 2 rounds. Do we do that? No. So you follow what is prescribed Vaishnava Seva, it says. So you are doing Vaishnava Seva. In Kali Yuga, to find proper everything is very difficult. But to certain degree, you will not give a feast to the Vaishnavas on the street. You will definitely provide a nice place, nice asana, and good food, well cooked by the Vaishnavas. So there are certain injunctions. So for the Vaishnavas, is one of the topmost methods. If we are doing whatever we are doing, we don't need it. But this was Arjuna's question. In Bhagavad Gita, everything, all the queries has been satiated so that there is no question or no doubt. You accept the path according to your adhikar, what you think you are right, you are rightful to that path, you choose. Gyan Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Kriya Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, whatever yoga. But out of that, Bhakti Yoga is the topmost. Okay, we'll conclude here. We'll meet again tomorrow. Near about this time, 6 to 6:15, we'll meet again. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Any question?
Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.